Once a powerhouse of the Pac-12, now fighting for relevance in a shifting college football landscape. Stanford football wasn't just competitive, it was elite. Physical dominance, academic excellence, a brand built on brains and bruises. But the tides turned. Recruiting slipped, NIL left them trailing, and the transfer portal, a revolving door. Now, with the Pac-12 crumbled and the Cardinal now in the ACC, the stakes have never been higher. This is more than the rebuild, it's a reinvention. Can Stanford find its identity again? Can it win with honor and edge in a modern era? It's here, the plan, the talent, the future. Welcome to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. It's your boy Fargo, and it's time to kick off a brand new series on the channel. As you've seen in the intro, we're taking over as head football coach of the Stanford Cardinal, led by former inner city high school coach Doug Grimble. Coach Grimble got his chops by turning around a lowly high school in South LA and was very impressive in his interview for the Stanford job. He's a big guy with big shoes to fill, as the Cardinal have finished 3-9 the past 4 seasons and haven't had a winning season since 2018. This program has lost a lot of games, and we've got our work cut out for us competing in the ever difficult ACC. Looking into the roster going into year one, our best overall player will be senior corner Colin Wright at 88 overall. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds from Texas and will be our number one guy on the outside. He can play a man as a man press corner or drop back to read the QB and zone. Either style he will thrive in and will need to lead this defense. With goal jammer and wrap-up abilities, he will be a force in the passing game as well as in the run game. Unfortunately, with him being a senior, that means we will only have this star power for 1 year. Our best offensive player will be senior tight end Sam Roush, a 6'5", 260-pound physical route runner from Nashville, Tennessee. He's a big target, and his gold sure hands ability will make him a go-to target in the passing game. He's not a burner by any means, but he should be able to muscle his way open and pick up extra yards through contact. There's not a lot of potential in the passing game for our wide receivers, therefore Roush will be our go-to guy when we need to go through the air. The player who will be throwing him the ball is sophomore quarterback Elijah Brown, who was a 4-star recruit from Huntington Beach, California. He's got good size for a QB at 6'2", 205, a decent arm, and really good accuracy in the short and medium ranges. He also has the ability to use his legs if called upon. Now Brown will be getting his first action as a full-time starter at the helm here for Stanford, and he has a little bit of potential with impact development. However, he does have a deal breaker being playing style, so it's possible that we might need a new QB to be recruited or brought in if he decides to transfer. Now, don't expect a lot of passing to be going on, at least in year one, as this offense boasts 3 really good running backs, and the run game will be the staple in our year one offense. The 3-head attack is led by East-West playmaker Cedric Irving. At 5'10", 200 pounds, he can run between the tackles, and he can also make people miss with the spin move, utilizing his 360 ability. Michael Ford is probably the most dangerous of the backs, as he has a full slate of abilities, and the sophomore with impact dev could be the playmaker in the first few years in the Dynasty. He's got size and burst to beat you up the middle, and outside as well with making people miss. Big play potential with this back, and I'm excited to get my hands on it and use him in the offense. The third back in this stable is sophomore Chris Davis Jr., who also has impact dev, and the 5'10" back from Mississippi has some wiggle to his game as well and should make plenty of defenders miss with his 360 ability. Tight end Brendan Doyle will be a nice complement to Roush, as he is also a big body but not as good of a route runner in the medium areas. He's got some okay hands and could be a decent check down option and 2 tight end sets, which could be a staple in his offense due to our inherent run game and the ability to put 2 tight ends on the field who can catch and block simultaneously. Switching over to the defensive side of the ball, the best player is Sam Backer Tafiti, the senior from Hawaii. He is a thumper archetype, but arguably our best pass rusher with 87 power and 88 finesse moves. He does have the skill set to be an off-ball backer. However, his number one priority will be getting to the quarterback, rushing off the edge. We will not have a better player to be able to create pressure with his skills, and that will allow us to rush for without having to blitz. In our practice, he continually showed up, beating double teams and solo blockers alike, and he will be our top pass rusher this year. Zach Roel projects to be our best D-line player at 6'3", 295 pounds. The pure power rusher will have his hands in the ground for most of our defense. In our 3-4 scheme, he will be more inside than a traditional edge player, which he's currently listed at here in his position, but he should be able to disrupt a lot of plays and collapse the pocket from the inside. He definitely is an inside defensive player and not an outside player, and we should look to have him create some havoc as much as possible. Linebacker Josiah Galvin will be our best coverage backer, as the junior has a lurker archetype with modern backer size at 225 pounds. He's got great acceleration and 77 zone and 72 man coverage to complement that quick burst. He should excel in space and make plays underneath in the passing game by dropping back and playing zone, by also being able to cover slower tight ends in the passing game when playing man, and being able to get his hands on the ball and knock it away if needed. Scotty Edwards will be one of our best secondary players on the roster, not named Colin Wright. He has the box specialist archetype, and I see him fitting that role as a flat zone safety in cover 3 or as a sub linebacker and guaranteed passing downs. He doesn't have great speed or zone coverage, so I definitely want him around the line of scrimmage and not playing deep too much in our defensive scheme. So it'll be our job to keep him around the line of scrimmage where he will excel the most and using his pursuit to get after ball carriers in the run game, and also being able to cover cover tight ends in the passing game. If we do play him deep, it's going to be in 2 safety sets. That's the high-level overview of the roster, and now switching gears to the most important part of building a college football program, recruiting. Just like the Aggie series, I will be implementing recruiting house rules to make things a little tougher. Stanford has signed just 3 4-star high school players in the past 3 recruiting seasons, therefore that will be our limit going into season 1. From there, our targets will be limited by our prestige rating and our pipelines. So now let's check out our initial recruiting board going into week 1. Quarterbacks Steven Generals and Caleb McGinn lead our 4-star targets, as I am concerned about Elijah Brown's playing style deal breaker, so he's potentially going to transfer after this season. I do favor McGinn more based on his athleticism and his accuracies going into his freshman season. Titus Homer, a 4-star back from Santa Ana, has great home run speed, something we don't have on the roster in year 1. Nate Nakamura is a 4-star edge from Hawaii, where we need more pass rushers, and this state has been working for the program recently. Cornerback Jonathan Clausen from San Diego and tackle Markel Sauer from Calabasas rounds out our 4-star targets, where again we can only sign 3 of them, so I will need to decide who's worth pursuing in the coming weeks. 3-star players are highlighted by edge Patrick Alubi from Alabama, who has 85 acceleration, and I felt that was enough to go after him. Athlete Colin Romber has a thumper archetype for a linebacker with 71 zone coverage. He could be a diamond in the rough as he has the speed to complement. And lastly, tight end Max Gilliam is the next notable target as a vertical tight end with 85 speed. Vertical tight end is not a archetype we have on the team at the moment, and I feel like this should be a great playmaker to go after to be on the roster going forward. So that wraps up the intro for the Dynasty, and next episode we kick off the season on the road against Hawaii. If you're looking forward to the action, please hit that like button and subscribe, and catch you next time when we kick off the series. Thank you and have a great day.